Example 3. Jane swims 60 laps in 3 hours. In each hour she swims 3 less laps than in the previous hour. How many laps did she swim in the third hour? Well, you can go about this problem using the guess, check and refine method, which is basically the trial and error method, to come up with the final answer. Let's just go back to the information we were given. Jane swims a total of 60 laps in 3 hours. In each hour she swims 3 less laps than in the previous hour. How many laps does she swim in the third hour? Well, let's say that in the first hour Jane swims X laps. So in the first hour she swims X laps. In the second hour she swims 3 less than X, so it becomes X minus 3. And in the third hour she swims another 3 less than in the second hour, so X minus 6 laps in the third hour. When we total all of those up, that is X plus X minus 3 plus X minus 6, that's the number of laps she swims in total. We're told that is 60. So our first algebraic equation becomes X, the number of laps in the first hour, plus X minus 3, the number of laps in the second hour, plus X minus 6, the number of laps in the third hour, and that's got to be equal to 60. That's what we were told. Now let's gather up all of the x's. We've got X and another X and another X. So we've got 3 lots of X, 3 times X, 3X. Then we've got -3, -6. -3, -6 is -9. So we've simplified the left-hand side to 3x minus 9. Now we're going to undo some of these operations we're performing on x. We're actually multiplying x by 3 and subtracting 9. So I don't want to isolate x on its own because I want to be able to say x is equal to something. So I need to get rid of -9 and get rid of multiply by 3. So I begin with undoing any addition or subtraction first. In this case it's -9 by performing the inverse operation, which is add 9, and I must do that to both sides of the equation. So I've written the equation again and done exactly the same thing to both sides of the equation so that the equal sign still balances. I've added 9 to both sides of the equation. On the left-hand side, -9 plus 9 is 0, so I've got 3x on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side 69. Let's just make that a little bit smaller. So we've got 3x is equal to 69. So we're still multiplying x by 3, so we want to undo multiply by 3 by performing the inverse operation to multiply by 3, which is divide both sides by 3, but remember we must do it to both sides of the equation so that the equation still balances. So we've divided the left-hand side by 3 and the right-hand side by 3, and on the left-hand side 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we're left with x there all on its own on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side 69 divided by 3 is 23. So we have an answer which is that x, the number of laps in the first hour, is 23. Now, but that wasn't what the question was asking. Always be careful to check what the question is asking. The question asked how many laps were swam in the third hour. So we've just determined that x is equal to 23. So the number of laps in the second hour will be x minus 3, which is 23 minus 3, which is 20 laps. And in the third hour, x minus 6, which is 23 minus 6, 17 laps. The answer to our question, how many laps swam in the third hour? And it's 17 laps. And because the question was given to us in words, we must write the answer in words. Jane swam 17 laps in the third hour. And if we go back and have a look at the answer to the study guide, guess, check and refine method, and you can see they've got exactly the same answer. There it is. Now that's the end of our lectures for TEP004 for this semester. I hope you've enjoyed this series of lectures, and I hope to see you guys in TEP 2 in the next semester. All the best with your final examination. And just to get that final page in for you so you can read it all together.